Hello, everyone. I seem to be having an issue with this entire thing. What seems to be the problem? Is it running? Oh, it's finally started. Jeez. Hello. Okay, everybody. I'm here. Finally. Hey, guys. How's it going? It's been a hot minute. Okay. It's a little late. I know. When I say a little late, I mean, it is decently timed. I'm trying to test if... Oh, that peaks? I need to test if the audio is working properly before I start. Then we're going to go ahead and do that. So, I'm just gonna mute, like, my sound so that I can hear myself just a little bit. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Testing for audio, testing for audio. This is not a good-ish sound at all. Okay, fuck me. It's fine. I'll deal with it. Anyways, the audio sync issue and the volume issue is something that I'm gonna need to look at eventually. But currently, I'm trying to fix a bunch of other things. Okay, you can hear myself at the moment. And how lovely, my XCOM just crashed. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I should rename this to Technical Difficulty The Stream. Amazing. What is causing the issues? I wonder. Yeah, it's probably because I'm updating Genshin in the background and it's taking up a lot of just resources. That ain't cash money. It should be done soon anyways. We'll try and get this to work again. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about what happened last time. Last we left off, we managed to rescue Pradle Mox, but at the cost of our fabulously dressed Grenadier, Tracy Reynolds. You will be remembered. And I'm only doing this in the opening screen for now because it's taking a while to load the game. And I can't switch to that scene until then. This is getting really annoying. I feel like this might also be the case of Opera GX being a little bit funny. I'll just try and see if I can close some tabs and see if that works. Jeez. Come on, XCOM. Work for me, damn it. Actually, because this is the case, I think it's fine to just do, how do I say? I'll do one where I'm just gonna do my webcam for now, so that you guys can just chill with me for a bit before we start. I'll edit this later. Hey, guys. This is not going too hot for me right now. It's a strange one, for sure. Experiencing a lot of different technical difficulties is not fun. I feel like I should fix this or figure out what I should do before I continue or return back to the stream screen, because War of the Chosen is just not loading for me. Okay. You know what? If War of the Chosen won't load, I will play something else until it's fixed. We'll do something else for the meantime. War of the Chosen is currently broken, so tell you what, we'll play Tribes of Midgard for a short while, and then we will continue back on with War of the Chosen. We'll just place me back here. Hey everyone. And instead we now go to Tribes of Midgard, which is this setting. I wanted to do XCOM 2, and I don't really have a lot of time today because I have a project that I'm submitting soon, so I need to get that finished, and also I needed to do my D&D. Actually, I could have done D&D, just chatted a bit while I was doing D&D, and then that might have been better, now that I think about it. Actually, yeah, let's do that instead of playing Tribes. I mean, it is loaded in, which is more than what I can say for XCOM 2, which is pretty unfortunate. It's not showing up on my screen either. Is it just OBS being weird? I wonder. Oh no, it's working. We'll get back to XCOM 2 in just a bit. The earlier parts of this was absolutely deranged. It's the first 5 minutes. We'll see what I can do. It's lagging like shit though. Everything is lagging. What is happening? Let's just leave, because I'm lagging so bad. I can't even play. Okay. Tell you what, we'll do a little bit of D&D work. Then after that, we shall go ahead and change that later. I'm probably gonna have to rename this now. We'll just go ahead and rename it right now so that it's very chill later. D&D 5e. Actually, I'll just name it Labyrinth of Madness Planning. Bracket D&D 5e. This will probably be like maybe like a 20-minute stream. Okay. This one, I'm just gonna write it as Guerrilla stream, waiting for XCOM 2 to finish patching. Yeah. Okay. Then gaming, we'll just switch to remove the game because this isn't the XCOM one. You change this into this, and then this needs to be this. Done. Save. Okay. We're just gonna do Foundry until we can actually log or get in. So, chillin', chattin', pillin' pattin'. You know, it's fine. Sometimes these things happen, and sometimes you can't really, you know, choose what you want to work. Sometimes they don't work, and that's okay. It's an unfortunate situation for sure, but you know, you learn to live with it. You learn to adapt, and you learn to make use of whatever you're given. And right now, apparently the disk space that is currently being used is being used by Genshin, and that's what's causing the lag. It's fine. Oh no, that is a different one that I didn't want to launch. Oh boy. Okay, I will switch to the other screen, but I just don't want you guys to see me key in some of the stuff. Okay. Lenka. I feel like one of the reasons why my microphone doesn't pick up my voice that well either is because I like to move like back like this, sitting. I'm a very chill individual. I just sit like this, relax. And that's not very good. I want to keep my microphone as close, or myself as close to the microphone as possible. So, yeah. Anyways, we have gotten into this situation. So we're going to go ahead and remove the schedule. And now we're back to Foundry, right? And we're going to put the stream description up. And we're going to put it here. All right. So, first things first. We are going to incorporate a few different things. This shouldn't, again, for the people who might be watching or looking at this VOD that are my homies, the ones that are going to be participating in the live action D&D, I'd suggest you stop now and don't continue watching this bit. So I'm just gonna quickly create some journal entries. Create adventure idea. Alright, we're gonna do the adventure idea here, and we have the limited amount of detail that we can really work with. So this is some of the things that I've wrote down and people will be following through. Right. So individuals, players. Change this to heading 2. Players, what they get, individual stats, base HP, and background details. Background details are all custom because they are not necessarily getting any of the fantasy tropes, because this adventure is basically based on you're traveling to another world to basically exploit their resources and partake in challenges. It's basically the idea of I'm standing on a million lives. That is the premise of this. So background, they'll be getting these, and then they get choices of blessings. Now, choices of blessings is a little bit of a fun one, right? Okay, we need to put this as heading 2 as well. So heading 2, choices of blessings, they get contractor, the contractor's blessing, the invitational blessing, and the family blessing. Now, the idea of this is that in order to get to this new world, you have to be invited by a bunch of different things. The contractor mainly is a company or a person who has been to the world and are trying to franchise it into a business and trying to make a sort of like decent cut of money from using people to go to that world and then just extracting back. In return, they give them equipment, they give them benefits, and then they give them insurance. So let's say, for example, you go into that world and you pass away, your family or things like that will be taken care of to a certain amount, depending on how well or how high up in the position of the contracts you are. That is the contractor's blessing, and it comes through into that world. The invitational blessing is a special one because there is a few different things. A contractor signs contracts, whereas an invitational blessing is, let's say, for example, there is a company that doesn't want you to sign a contract, but because you are so incredibly skilled or so incredibly powerful, like you're a genius talent. Like, let's say, for example, in this sort of real world, um, I guess example is, let's say that they wanted like Shaquille O'Neal to join. So they would be like, yo, I think he'll be really good because he's, driven, committed, and he's an athlete. And they're like, you know what? We're going to give you this opportunity. We'll give you this invitation. And because of the invitation, when you go over there, you are basically blessed with like a starter kit. So basically, it's like your in an MMO, your basic starter kit of you just get this many equipment and items at the start, and you get a higher chance of getting better things. That is the invitational blessing, and that will go through what comes later with the bunch of the different gods. Family blessing. Family blessing is very simple. You have these very powerful ancient clans and famiglia who are basically in charge of this labyrinth or this separate world, and they have essentially practiced and they have essentially done a lot of the groundwork and basically establish a foothold in the labyrinths themselves, that they are able to bring them in, and it's a way of life for them. So families can have varying different types of, you know, uh, motivations and like interests, so to speak. Some families are just going in there to look for money to basically get materials and sell them and bring them back. Others are maybe here, for example, something more like you're there to. One of the examples that I'll give is a family for a character that I've made, which is that in the real world, this is all characters by the way, so do not take this seriously. Basically, we have like all sorts of different rules and regulations on what things are like legal or not. Morality is a different thing altogether, but basically this family is a pharmaceutical family, or like a family of pharmacists and medicinal people. And basically their foothold into this world is to get more people in so that they can use them, not really use them, but they can use them as manpower to power their sort of like medicinal factories, using the equipment from other things of the world, exploiting their resources. Let's say, for example, finding creatures similar to humans to do medicinal testing. This kind of familial interests gather in the labyrinth because there isn't really a morality to another world. So something like that, a family blessing is depends on the family and depends on which kind of gods they serve. Now, I haven't even gotten to that part yet, but here. So these are classes. Basically, the highest you can get is the legendary class card, but we'll go through them one by one. So the normal class cards are basically just your basically it's to get you started into, fighting monsters. For their tutorial, which is gonna happen, they will not be getting their class cards. The players do not know this. They will start, as most of these kind of adventures do, in a tutorial area, or like for this specifically, it will be a high school where they are all gathered in the hall, and there is an individual who will give a kind of like introductory speech to the invited and the contractors. This is where the people, or like the individuals, will begin, and the tutorial starts when a creature will come into the hall and starts attacking people. Left, right, and center, there is a demonic or like evil creature in this school. Your job is to survive, and there will be a series of challenges that you need to complete in order for you to complete the level in advance. So there's going to be a bunch of different things, and if you guys have read a manhwa called The Second Coming of Gluttony, this is very much based off that. The tutorial idea is very simple, gets the gets the player started onto the campaign, and basically what I've done in my experience, or what I have come to use in my experience, is I basically just take little bits of snippets of other places or other media and other content that I consume, mash them all together, make something into an experience. I'm not just so everyone's aware, this is a live action game, or like it's an in-person game with a bunch of my friends, and it's going to be with me for the main purpose of just having fun, or like making a fun experience for them. That is the general goal. So the tutorial area is like that. There'll be a series of different challenges that they need to complete in order to complete the mission. Once their mission's done, they can just leave. And once they have completed the mission successfully, they will be each given a bunch of different draws. Now, they will have to draw 3 cards, and for this one, it is rigged. There is nothing other than normal class cards. For the first 3 rolls, the players have already rolled it to have an idea. And then, next part is that once they go and finish the tutorial mission, I do not think the tutorial mission is going to take 4 hours, but my groups have always surprised me by doing something that normally would have taken half an hour to a span of 6. So don't get me wrong, that is really fun. When you plan something that you're expecting to take half an hour that gets stretched to 6, it's either along the lines of, oh, they're just not doing anything, or they're getting lost. Or the content that you plan for 30 minutes is tackled in a different way than what you expect. And that results in good storytelling. Because at that point, the 30 minutes you prepared is just a skeletal structure, whereas everyone in the party, or the group at the table, comes together to build this 30-minute experience into something that is 6 hours long. Now that's beautiful. That is something that I really like with D&D. And I think that is my favorite part about playing Dungeons and Dragons, which is the communal storytelling, having fun with friends, talking to each other, and it's a great time. Okay, so I'm hoping that during this period of time, I'm going to try to start XCOM again. If it works, we shall go ahead and continue with the stream. Now, unfortunately, because we have spent a bit of time just doing this instead, we are gonna have to resort to the XCOM game only being... At this point, I can only say about 2 missions. And one mission if that one mission takes super long. And, oh yeah, I also am thinking of streaming Plate Up. I know. That is gonna be really funny. I think that that's gonna be really interesting, and it's also probably a really good game that I can just spend time, chill out with friends to enjoy. Anyways, that is... I'll just quickly run through the last parts of it while I check if XCOM can start. If it can, we're ready to play. If it can't, then I guess we're gonna have to cancel the XCOM stream for today. Which is such a bummer, because I really love playing XCOM and I want to stream it. And hopefully, you know, you don't have to force it. Whenever you don't force something, it usually ends up going great. Let's do this, and then I guess save that first. Oh yeah, and it has... this story also has aspects of omniscient reader's viewpoints. Now, that is a good novel. It's working. Alright, okay, guys. So, I'll quickly end the stream by going through just a little bit. It's... Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is a very good novel series where basically the world or Earth itself has a kind of limited amount of time before they are brought into this world where basically I'll explain it in this sense. The Earth that we know and everything that we have discovered is the tutorial. You have been given enough time to go ahead and let your civilization grow and understand your meaning in the world and build enough of a population for you to be contesting into the realm of the stories and challenges. And in that world, one day the apocalypse just happened, and basically everything in the world just turns to, like, you know, I guess challenges. But the main part of that series that is really good is that everyone or every person that is at like a lower level can be viewed by these things, what are called constellations. And the constellations, for everyone to know, is basically deities and gods and kind of demons and everything that watches over humans. So there's people like Sun Wukong, there's people like Zeus. They have their own sort of pantheon, which is Olympus. They got all of the different gods from many different religions. They got Eden, which is also has like all of these different archangels, like Raphael, Metatron, everything. The basics of it is that they are constellations and they are watching over these sort of humans. But the catch is that they're not just watching. They are actively commenting and giving you commentary while they do so. For example, they will have like monikers, whereas the demon like Judge of Fire, which is I forgot, is it Lucille? You know, it's Uriel, right? Uriel, and she will be like, I see injustice, I'm gonna donate to you money if you go ahead and solve this injustice, protect this innocent, I'm giving you a quest. So basically it's like super chats or subscribers basically doing that. I love that concept. And basically this is going to have a similar effect. So you're going to have challenges, and then I will randomly roll on the table which god observes you, and then depending on what the god is, he'll give you quests like, defeat this evil demon and I'll give you $20, you know. That kind of thing, right? So gods, different blessings, and in the series as well. I'm not going to talk about the series too much, but in the game, the gods can choose you to become their champion, and doing so, you basically will be getting like some kind of different quests that'll be like, you know what, you're righteous, you're heroic, you have really good indomitable spirit. They're gonna be like, all right, you're my chosen now. I got you. Yeah, and that is the benefits of what each individual player can get. And the class cards are basically along the lines of, let's say you get a contractor's blessing. The contractors are generally very, depending on the company, your class cards that are going to roll are going to be more along the lines of like melee and sort of physical builds. Let's say, for example, you're working for like a knight company, they're gonna roll more knights. And then if you have an invitational blessing, let's say for example a god in particular invited you, you have a higher chance of receiving his class card, things like that. And basically a normal class card, you get level 1 to 3, the feats for level 1 to 3. And then the rare class card, you get the feats from level 1 to 3, but you get an additional bonus. Example, you might get a pet. A rare class would be something like like a beast tamer, like a cavalier. Cavaliers are not technically extremely strong, but they do get a mount. And with a mount, you can technically be considered as giga busted. I do think that having another unit that is going to give you free actions to do stuff is really powerful. Pathfinder does it in a different way where you have 3 actions, and out of those actions, you can spend 1 action to ask your pet to do 2 actions. Something along those lines. That is actually a lot better. But we're sticking to general D&D because these guys are very new to the game. So my thought process and my idea is that just stick to normal D&D. They'll love it. Just make it simple. Yeah. And then I make this whole fucking class card system, which doesn't even really work that well. But anyways, it works great. Trust me. It works great. 60% of the time, all the time. Okay. Now, epic class cards. Let me just go through that real quick. Epic class cards lets you get your class abilities up from 1 to 5. Then you get your whole entire shebang of stuff. You get 2 feats instead of just 1 from rare and normal. And then you get a magic weapon, and you also get a bonus feature. So those are the things that epic class gets. But what's the best part is the legendary class gets 2 classes. So you get 5 levels in one class and 3 levels in another. So I might make along the lines of Assassin, which is basically Paladin Assassin. So that just wipes high tier damage. High health monsters that are singular. But then Assassins also just one-shot enemies, so they're just pretty nutty. And then things like Sorkadins, things like Palalock, all these different things are going into the legendary class card. It is available for people to get in the whole entire campaign. To get this, there's a 2% chance. So if you roll a D100, there's only 2 possible scenarios that the legendary card drops. But knowing my player's luck, it's gonna happen. And I'm only going to make 3 different legendary classes in the game, in the set for them to get. And they get their class equipment. The idea of it is legendary fighter, legendary mage, and then the last one is going to be a legendary utility caster. So they can be anything, basically. You want to know what that spread is? 5 levels of Bard, 3 levels of Rogue. You're welcome. You don't get to play the game as the DM. Anyways, I'm going to finish up this stream here. I'm going to quickly use the washroom, and I will go ahead and start the XCOM stream in 5 minutes. So see you guys soon. And thank you guys for coming along and listening to me ramble about this. Okay. Love you guys.